It is Sunday, the 15th of September, 2024, and the start of the Girls' Championship, SSFL. There are other games going on at the same time, because I know for sure that Scarborough Secondary is taking on Signal Hill Secondary over at the Shaw Park ground, and here at the Bishop's High School ground, a new ground just commissioned. The first school match playing on this ground today will be the Bishop's High School as the home team in the burgundy splash with pink and grey suit, and we have Mason Hall Secondary in what will be seen as the national colours. If you were here and you didn't know it was secondary school, you might have think it's Trinidad and Tobago versus another one nation, but it's Mason Hall Secondary in red, black and white, and we can see the Bishops girls, and I know that Bishops would be celebrating 100 years, the centennial as a school giving education in this island of Tobago, and they'll be celebrating 100 years, I think, come 2025, but the celebration might have started already. And so today being a very, very memorable day for the school as part of the school's history. And so as they are preparing to celebrate their centennial year of giving and educating people here on the island of Tobago, I know that the Prime Minister and the Chief Secretary, as you would have heard them on the platform on numerous occasions, would have spelled out that they are past students or alumni of this prestigious institution. But today it's all about football. And the whistle has sounded, and there we have Bishops with the kickoff. They are kicking from south to north on this ground, and Bishops Mason Hall is kicking from the north to the south. So we have Bishops already showing some skills here. We have Mason Hall now with it in center, but losing it very quickly back to Bishops, and we have some confrontation in the center of the field there. Mason Hall coming away winners at the time with the ball, but it's Bishops now taking it to go the other way. And we would have that going back and forth, the winning and losing of the football in the center of the field by both teams is something that we are accustomed seeing where these secondary school female football is concerned. You get a little bit more in terms of the cohesiveness of the run of play when you see some of the other schools like Scarborough Secondary and maybe Signal Hill play. But we hope that they are going to pull it together and soon, and we are going to see some movement of the ball from one side to the next. Ball come out to the number 18, Sandy. Sandy's playing it forward, but the defense for Mason Hall is equal to the task in number 8, Tony, and she is confronted there, but still with it. Mason Hall still in possession, and now eventually it put into touch. So that's going to be a throw-in for Bishops. You can see there then number 14 in the person of Noriega going across to take this throw. So Noriega is going to take this throw-in. Early pressure on the Mason Hall back line. Early pressure, want to negotiate. The throw comes in, and then it's allowed to go into touch. The referee says it's going to be a corner. Ball might have taken a deflection from one of the players from Mason Hall and went into touch. So it's going to be a corner for Bishops. So Bishops are having the first exchange of this game in terms of a corner opportunity for a goal. Always these cross balls are going to be hard to negotiate. It's difficult for the men, much more the ladies. And Noriega, it looked like taking the kick. Nice kick across. Missed by everyone. Come to number 18. She's winding up for a shot, but could never get the shot off. And it's going to go into touch. It's going to touch now. It's going to be another throw-in for Bishops here to be taken by their number 18. Number 18, Sandy. Comes here to the number 5, who plays a ball in to be controlled in the back by the number 2 for Mason Hall, Samuel. Get some support. One back by the number 14, Narega. Hand the ball right in front of the referee, and sometimes you wish that for the girls, they just allow it. But it's the rules is once the ball make contact with the hand, it's a handball. But we know we'll get that sort of action from the ladies. You can't get away from the hand sometimes getting into it. Narega with it, number 14, kicks it into the area. Head goes up, but actually there was a hand on the ball. But the referee probably, she might have been touched in moving forward and caused her hand to clumsily come into contact with the ball. And that's a foul. That's a foul. Sometimes we make the call for some of the things, you know, that we would normally see for men game. A little clumsiness here and there, we'll get that. There's no doubt about it, we'll get it, especially at the young ladies at this age, you'll get that. And sometimes you can't be too hard on the referee and the assistant when they allow certain plays to continue. But it's Bishop with it now to get a ball in there, kicked in by the number 11 and goes behind. The goalkeeper just judging that well. So that was Lewis taking that one, Yassi Lewis, and it goes into cannons into the side of the netting. So there's no goal here for that. And so it's going to be goal kick to Mason Hall. And they have been sieged in their half by Bishops. So let's see how it goes. You know, it comes to the number 12 for Mason Hall. That's Lawrence. Lawrence is still with it. Still Lawrence. Still Lawrence. Can she get a pass of feet? She goes around her marker well. Still Lawrence. Still Lawrence. She goes down to the byline with it. Still Lawrence. She swings it across, but it's going to go into touch. She just didn't get herself around it good enough to get it across area, but the idea was brilliant, a brilliant idea. Just that the execution might have been a little poor, but the idea was a good idea to carry it down byline and whip it across the goalpost, but she didn't get her body around it enough. Bishops with the goal kick, starting from the back and bringing it up the line. Comes in there to the number 3, Ako. Ako plays it back up to the number 14, Yassi Narega. Yes. Number 5. Headed back down by very good. When you see the young ladies do that, you feel proud. Nice control in the middle of the field there again, but one back there by Bishops, the number 2, playing it forward there. Neptune comes to the number 18, Sandy. Sandy's taking them for a run. Still Sandy. She could have a shot. She tries a shot, and it's the power wasn't behind it, but the idea was right to get the shot off. And the ball just tamely went over the goal line into the side netting, and it's got a big goal kick to Mason Hall. But at least we are seeing the players not afraid to have a try. Number 18, Sandy. Kicks it long upfield, but straight to the defense for Mason Hall. And she kicks it back up and into touch. The number 2 for Bishops, this is Neptune. Neptune throws it line. The number 5 for Mason Hall, Allen, comes over there. Still Allen in attendance, and the referee says it's a foul against the number 18, Sandy, and it will be a free kick there from Mason Hall. Deep in the half of the field, can they get it up to the half line? Nice strong kick cut out there by the number 5, Russell. Still Russell. Russell plays it over, gets some support in the number 11, Lewis. Lewis gets some support from number 9. Right, that's O'Neill. And a shot is coming there, deflection, it runs close to the touchline and eventually goes into touch. The referee says it's going to be a corner for Bishops, their second of the match, from the same side, their right side. Could see the number 14 in the person of Kiona Joseph going over to take that one. Joseph is going to take this one. Powerful kick across, comes over. The number 17 from Mason Hall is there to put it into that's Rogers, putting it into touch, and then it's chased down there by Mason Hall again and played back. So they are trying to keep possession. They go further back and then out towards the line. That is going to go into touch, and it's going to be a throw-in for Bishops. Seems like the number 14, Joseph, Kiona Joseph, will take this throw-in. Good throw-in, but controlled by Mason Hall, and then push up field. The number 12 for Mason Hall couldn't control, loses it, but wins it back to the number 15. Number 15 in the person of, I'm not seeing that number 15 for Mason Hall, but she looks very, very competent on the ball. Number 11 for Bishops, Lewis, still with the possession of the football. Trying to move forward with it, still Lewis. Shot coming from way out, but easily taken care of by the defense for Mason Hall, putting it into touch. And that's going to be a throw-in for Bishops. But definitely the run of play at this time is in favor of the Bishops team. They are the ones that seem to be putting the pressure on here against Mason Hall at this time. Ball thrown in. Mason Hall in possession, kicking it upfield. Again, the Mason Hall field, the players are all down, so there's no one in the midfield. Comes back to Sandy. Sandy is kicking it over. But again, good strong challenge by the number 7 from Mason Hall. That's Paul playing a central defense there, and very strong young lady indeed. Mason Hall is with it, still Mason Hall. Paul comes there, plays it up, try to get it up line, but it comes right back into the defense. Still Mason Hall with it at this time. And good defense to take the ball out to the line and then come around with it. That's good. So there is some football sense here being shown. Number 9, brilliant piece of foot movement, plays it forward. Still there's a chance for a shot for number 11. Number 11 could have had the shot. She feints and then she loses it. This time now to the number 2. That's Samuel for Mason Hall, and the referee says it's a foul against Mason Hall, so it's going to be a free kick to Bishops. And there was an opportunity for the number 11 on the top of the box. That was Yassi Lewis to have a shot, but she fainted and gave the defense chance to come back and never had the opportunity again after that. The ball is played into the area but goes behind, and it's going to be a goal kick for Bishops High. Bishops with the goal kick. Mason also with the goal kick. Nice kick of field. Again, no midfield from Mason Hall. The ball comes to the number 18, Sandy. Sandy plays it inside. Cut out there by Mason Hall, but comes back to the number 2 for Bishops. And then cut out there by Mason Hall. Nice, showing nice skill. And then loses it to Bishops, and Sandy is trying to go, but it's a ball before the time she wanted to, and it goes to Paul. Paul is swinging it, but she didn't get her body around it enough, and it goes straight outside. So it's going to be a throw into Bishops High to be taken by their number 18, Sandy. Headed there, comes across there. Number 9 for Bishops, still but cut out there by the number 8. For Mason Hall, it is Almond, and Almond wins the free kick. Well, we're not too certain what is happening. The whistle was sounded. Not too certain what it was all about. The referee was signaling to his assistant, but we wasn't too sure. It's going to be a drop ball to restart, and so the ball is given back to Mason Hall. Mason Hall is kicking the ball upfield. Sometimes in these games you have situations where the referee team will sit and discuss certain things outside. As it relates to games like these, you have to make certain things among yourself clear. So when you go in, you don't have one signaling one way and the other signaling the other way. What seemed to be the suggestion that it may have been the assistant was signaling for a penalty, but in any case, his action was not the right action anyhow taken. He just signaled, he never moved. So we would have to that would have to be ruled out as speculation, but the referee did overrule whatever decision it was, and a free kick was given to Mason Hall. Mason Hall was given back the ball, and we have that play concluded. Now we have Mason Hall to take a back kick coming up here. Coming straight down the center again. Mason Hall need to get more players into the middle. Back to Sandy. Sandy now plays the ball and loses it to Mason Hall. Mason Hall is in possession now, trying to probably mount an attack again. She's looking for support in number 10. That's Beckles, but she didn't get the support she needed. Goes to the number 5, Russell. Russell is playing to number 11, which is Lewis. Yassi Lewis goes right across there now, trying to mount the support. He come back to the number 5, Russell. Russell turns well in the center, playing a nice role as a midfielder, plays out to Sandy. Sandy tried to go around her marker, but she was equal to it and eventually goes into touch. It's going to be a throw in to Bishops. Sandy to take the throw. She leaves it for the number 2, which is Neptune. Neptune throws that in, headed forward, comes as far as to Russell. Russell is playing that one around. Still goes to the number 9, which is O'Neill, going right back into defense, and Bishops is showing some control of the ball at this time, moving it around, maybe starting to stamp an authority on the game, but cleared out there by the number 7, which is Paul, and she is the heavy roller in the back there. It's not easy to get past her. She understands this game, and she's playing. The ball is with Mason Hall now. Can Mason Hall make this count? Can they make a break with it? Opportunity here, but loses it again. Comes back still with Mason Hall. Mason Hall with it playing to the number 12, who tried to get in number 10. So they try to combine. Lawrence and Beckles try to combine, but they lose it. It comes to Sandy. Sandy drifts one way and the next, and then try to go down line. Still Sandy, showing some skills and get the ball across. Who is coming in? Is there a chance for a shot on goal? Well defended by the Mason Hall number 2, Neptune. Neptune plays it forward, but only comes as fast to Lewis. Yassi Lewis. She's having a shot from outside, but it goes wide. And it still remains 0-0 here on this Bishop's High School ground on this, the 15th day in the month September. The start of the Girls Championship season. And everybody would like to get a point at least from their first game. So no doubt the exchange is going to be one where we are seeking for that point to start the season. The ball is there with Neptune. Neptune plays it, Yassi Lewis. She loses it. The referee says that's a foul. So it's going to be a free kick to Bishops, just on the edge of the center circle there. So that's Kiona Joseph. Joseph is kicking that one forward towards Sandy. Sandy controls, lovely, but then robbed of it by the defense of Mason Hall. Can she get it up the road? No, it goes into touch, and it's going to be a throw into Bishops through their number 18, Sandy. Sandy, as usual, leaves it for the number 2, Neptune. Neptune throws it. Tussle there, goes into touch, and it's going to be a throw in again for Bishops to be taken by Neptune. Neptune throws it again inside. Headed away there by Paul. Paul, that sturdy defender in the back. It's not going to be easy for them to think. She turns well now on the player. Sandy's down holding her ankle. She might have gotten injured there. She needs to go right down so that the referee would observe that the player is down. She needs to go down or either get up. The ball comes forward. Number 12 from Mason Hall, Lawrence. Lawrence loses it there to the number 20 for Bishops, and then one back there by Mason Hall to the number 12, who tried to turn on the mark there, but it comes to number 5, Russell, and then it goes into touch. It is going to be It is going to be a throw-in from Mason Hall. Ball is thrown up towards the number 10, Beckles. Beckles is with it. Beckles plays it inside, but a poor pass, and it cut out easily by the number 14, Joseph. Joseph kicks it upfield, again blocked away there. Bishops with it. What can they do with it?
Don't drop Sydney, don't drop Sydney.
Oh, and it goes out to Sandy, who, since that little contact in the back there, is favoring that foot. She might have been injured. She might have been injured. But so we wait to see. Some attention is given to her at this time. Spraying of the magic spray on the ankle. she attempted to hand the ball there. Luckily for her, he didn't make any contact, and the number 12 goes down. Easy foul. Easy to call by the referee. Lawrence, Malia Lawrence is fouled. She leaves it there and they go forward. We have there maybe the number 8, Almond, who is coming forward to kick this one. Boots it high into the air towards the goalkeeper. Can the goalkeeper hold? And she does that easily, without any trouble. But you never could tell when these balls are going directly to goal with these in these kinds of games. The ball is there now coming down. Paul is in attendance. Still Paul. Paul has it. She's every roller in the back, I tell you. It's not easy, but she's robbed of it. Picked the pocket, picked there by the number 11. Goes into the box of Bishop. Number 11, she tried to go across a marker there, but eventually good challenge, good tackle. It goes into touch, and the referee says it's going to be a corner for Bishops. First left side corner, I think, for them in this game, and maybe their third corner of the match. I sort of lose count, but we'll see how that goes. Bishops, the corner to be taken by the number 18, Sandy. But that was Yassi Lewis, the number 11, making a little break there, showing some signs of good skills. Dribbling here, feinting there on one side, turning to the next side, and looking pretty good. Sandy comes in. The referee said it's a handball. Sandy was shaping herself up there for to take a nice crack on it, but the referee says, no. I cited a handball there, so it's going to be a free kick to Mason Hall. We see Paul down. We hope that all is well. Maybe just winded. She's probably taking a breath. The referee would have to show concern that she's down. So we wait to see what is the situation as the signal is made to the bench. So I think it might be a good time for the referee to give a cooling break. These games are not easy to run in this kind of temperature. So they take a cooling break. Yes, and it has been signaled for a cooling break. Yeah, it's not easy. The temperature is a bit humid. It's not easy to be running up and down out there. So while the player is being attended to, the referee assistant did the right thing and called on the referee to take the water break, and he obliged, and so there's a water break, a cooling break for the players. At this time, the players are not allowed to leave the field of play, just to take the water on the side because the game gets going right away. So players would be reminded just to stay on the field and take the water, as they could just rehash some technical forms of the game going forward as to how each team can get past the last defense of the opposing team for a chance of goal. But again, this is the Girls' Championship competition of 2024 commencing today here in Tobago. And we have Bishops playing against Mason Hall on this very new field of Bishop Commission for the season today, because it's the first match competition-wise of school games that is being played here. Pretty well manicured outfield, looks very, very well. Had the chance to walk across it. There are some holes here and there, but not holes enough to cause any major disruption in terms of movements. But they may want to fold those up in the not too distant future and just pour some topsoil and maybe leave the grass to go through as the competition gets going. But it looks a wonderful, wonderful outfield indeed. One person was asking me, with it so close to the highway, what will happen if ball wouldn't go into the highway on the vehicles? And there is a possibility when the boys play that will happen. The girls, is unlikely that it will ever get that far. There is still a good distance between the touch line and the edge of the highway. But if when we played football in those days, where you could almost kick the ball because there was no added time, and your play for ball is one ball, so if the ball go across the road, your weight and all them different things, and night come in, so you kick the ball far. But these days, there's no need to even kick it that far because of the fact that time is added back and there are more than one ball. So it doesn't make any sense to even try to kick it too hard. The idea is just to get it, if you're clearing it, just to put it out of touch. So it can work. It can work. There may be the odd time when a ball may get out to the roadway, and I guess they will have situations and individuals to deal with that should that happen. So we're just about getting ready to restart. It was a goal kick initially, and so the game will restart from the goal kick as the girls are being refreshed from the water break and ready to go again. But they must remember that it's not a case of a half time. It's not a half time, so you're not waiting for people to get into position. It's not a half time. It was just a cooling break. So the referee doesn't have to wait for you to get there. You're supposed to be back in your position. If it's half time, the referee waits until everybody gets there and then they start the game. But it's not a half time. It was just a cooling break. And players must be mindful of that. The coaches must remind the players of that. Bishop's here with their number 11, Yassi Lewis, and she is toppled to the ground by the number 7, who is not going to hold any hostage. She's going to take them out. That's Novelli Paul. And so free kick to Bishops in a what could be considered a dangerous position if Yassi Lewis, the number 11 for Bishops, can get it on target. She can force a save from the goalkeeper, and you know in these games the ladies are not as agile and flexible as the men would do to fly across in the air and so on. So if she gets it on goal, it could be an opportunity. So it's a dangerous position. Can she get it on goal? Yassi Lewis steps up to it, kicks it over the bar. It's a very, very effortless. She kicked that ball and it just sailed over the bar because, again, the technique of getting that foot, non-kicking foot right alongside the ball and then getting your body over and kicking, she didn't apply that. So she just hung herself back and lifted it, and it went over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. Again, Yassi Lewis having a shot, cannons off the number 5 defender there. Right back to number 2, Neptune. Neptune goes further back to number 4, Wallace. Wallace goes across to her number 20, which is Wiltshire. Wiltshire goes up line to find the number 5, Russell, but Russell is losing, but comes back again to Russell. Number 14, Joseph, plays it over, finds somebody robbed of it there by the Mason Hall defender. Nice ball played out to the number 12, Lawrence, and Lawrence couldn't keep it in. It goes into touch, and it's going to be a throw in there for Bishop's High. Again, number 2, Neptune, turns and she plays it right back in defense. Number 2 right back again. That's still back to Neptune. The number 2 comes up to Sandy. Sandy takes inside, showing some nice movement, but again cut out by Mason Hall. Comes to Lawrence. Then number 12, Lawrence is turning, goes into touch, and is going to be a throw into Bishops. So number 2, Neptune, throws it down towards Sandy. Sandy controls on the tie, but it goes into touch, and it's going to be a throw in for the number 5, Anisha Allen. She throws it upfield, and it comes off the boot of Lawrence and goes into touch. So it's going to be a throw in there for Bishops, again to be taken by the number 2, Neptune. throws it in towards the number 14. Plays it back to Sandy. Sandy into the number 14, Joseph. Joseph go around one, and she tries to go around the other. And of course, as I tell you, number 7, Paul, is holding no hostage. She is going to put that tackle in. The referee says it's a foul, and it's going to be a free kick there for Bishops. And I tell you, the girls play such honest football. If that was a man game, he would have been looking to carry the ball as close to the 18-yard box as he could have carried. She walked back and bring it. I said, wow, they are so honest, the girls. Kicked inside by the number 14, Joseph. Headed out. And Mason Hall is trying to run away with it. Yes, nice ball, beautiful play. Lawrence is with it, tried to go around her marker, but she couldn't, as the marker Neptune just give her a little way to carry, and it goes into touch. Neptune throws it up towards Sandy. Sandy inside towards the referee says play. Allow the play to go on Joseph. Joseph is with it, plays it inside to find the number 5, I am certain, Russell. That's the number 9, that's O'Neill. Comes out back to Sandy. Sandy plays it up. And a wound up kick that deflects and goes into touch. Luckily that it wasn't in front of the goal, because that could have easily ended up in the back of the net. It goes into touch, and it's going to be a corner, about the 5th corner it is for Bishops. So Bishops have stamped their authority in the game, but they have no goals yet to show for it. But they have had won about 5 corners already, and Mason Hall have yet to win one. So we see where this game is a one-sided game where that is concerned. The kick comes in and blocked out there by Paul, and it goes back into touch for another kick. And I guess Paul wasn't too certain, and she didn't want to make any blunder, so she just allowed the ball to hit and go out. She made no attempt at all to kick. I might have been well advised to do that. The ball comes in again from Sandy. Sandy kicks it again, blocked away by Mason Hall. This time nice touch around by Lawrence. This girl looks good. She needs some support. Nice turn by Sandy, still Sandy. Still Sandy, trying to break her marker, Lawrence, but still Sandy. Nice play inside towards the number 14. And a kick comes across it, that's Joseph. But the goalkeeper has no trouble with that one. Good hands by the goalkeeper. That'll be a throw for Mason Hall. Number 10 will take that throw in. That's Beckers. Beckers throw it in, trying to find some support. The ball comes back there to the number 18. That number 18 is Cooper. Still Cooper. Controlled there by the number 19, Cummings. Cummings is showing some good skills. Nice play, going right back in defense to find some support. But the girls have some skills. The ball is still there. Controlled there by the number 8 now, which is Almond. Almond is winding up a shot, but she couldn't get the shot off. Controlled there in the defense by the number 3, Akko. Akko plays it out to find some support as they move the ball up the right side now. But blocked there with the hands by the player from Mason Hall, and it's going to be a free kick awarded there to Bishops. Playing it upfield. Still tries to go around her marker, cut out there by the number 2, and then she loses it but wins it back. And then eventually goes into touch. It's going to be a throw into Bishops. Temperature again is rising out here. Very, very, very hot, very humid conditions here. And you can feel it for these young ladies who have to be playing in it. Their game is not as long as the boys' game is 40 minutes, but 40 minutes is still a long time. Ball played inside there. This is an opportunity for Bishops. Can she get it across? It's cut out there by Cummings. Cummings is turning nice and playing it upfield. Come to the number 5, Russell. Russell plays it out to find Sandy. Sandy's playing it back inside. A chance for a shot and go from number 11. And she kicks it, but it goes over the bar. But that is what she should have done even with the first attempt. when she had it, when she fainted rather than kicking, but this time she had the shot and it just looped over the bar and into touch. That's Yassi Lewis, the number 11 for Bishops. Goalkeeper Vanessa Williams, and you know the namesake of these famous people, Vanessa Williams, so she carries the same name. Booted into touch is going to be a throw-in here for Bishops, again to be taken by Neptune, the number 2, and again the same play. She threw it down the line towards the number 18, Sandy, and it's put into touch, and it is going to be a throw-in for Mason Hall. Played inside and kicked it downfield as they try to run it to keep it in. And very good piece of defending there by Neptune. She looks like a experienced defender, just shepherding that one, screening that one as it goes over. It is Cummings just trying to lob her player there. Cummings capping her player. Still Cummings, and then it goes into touch. It's going to be a throw in there for Mason Hall. But I tell you, Cummings, this long distance runner, we have seen her in Carifta as well. First time she went, she could have gone, they said too young. She went last year, but she's one of those people who will have gas out there like that. Her tank is not going to be empty. She is accustomed to running and running long. So but she looks very good with skills for the football. Cummings turning inside, but it hit out there and it goes into touch. It's going to be a throw into Bishops. Neptune throws it downfield towards Sandy, headed out by Paul. Still Paul. Comes there to the number 14. That's Joseph. Joseph is losing it to the number 5 there. Allen still with it. Still Allen. One back there by Joseph. Joseph plays it for the number 18, Sandy. Sandy swinging it around, trying to find Yassi. Yassi controls. She has some room. She loses it, and she's confronted by 2 defenders. But she had some room. Had she controlled the first time well, she could have easily have gone past a marker, and then it goes into touch. It's going to be a throw in there, but she didn't control, and as a result, it resulted in her losing an opportunity to get a breakaway at the goal. Telling you, I'm looking for a place to hide. The sun is so hot. The ball is thrown there to the number 18, Cooper. Loses it there to Joseph. Joseph is playing the ball downfield. Yassi Lewis tries to go after it, but that had too much pace. The goalkeeper, it got to the goalkeeper before you could have probably called your name. The ball is there with the number 18, Cooper. Feints one way and then the next. And then she tries to play it up to find Lawrence in number 12. Lawrence goes around her marker. Still Lawrence. And then both ladies go down. The referee sees no opportunity for a foul. Maybe a bit of clumsiness there, but no intent of fouling. One there by the number 19, Cummings. And then it is given back to Bishops. Then number 5 now, Russell. Plays it forward. Yassi tried to go around one. Yassi goes there, getting towards the 18-yard. She gets inside. Could she get a shot off? She gets a shot off. Oh, it's a beautiful goal. What a beautiful goal. She just got into the area and she cracked that right foot. It went up in what we used to refer to as the jet nest, right up to the apex there. We call the V. And it was a beautiful, beautiful goal indeed. Well worked. And after Yassi Lewis, the number 11, have had some chances, she finally put one on target, and so it is now Bishops High School 1, Mason Hall Secondary 0. Lawrence plays it back there to the number 10, Beckers. Beckers go further back to the number 18, Cooper. Cooper plays it but loses it to Joseph. Joseph is with it, plays it forward to the number 9, that's O'Neill. Still O'Neill plays it across back towards Joseph, but Joseph couldn't control. Controlled there by Mason Hall and then cut out there by Bishops. Back to Mason Hall. The referee says bringing it back as he's allowed to do. He allowed the play to go on, and if it doesn't work out, he can pull it back. So he has just pulled this one back in favor of Bishops. So Bishops had the opportunity again to start a new play going forward from a free kick. dead ball situation. We see the number 7, Paul, who is playing in the sweeper position, coming right up. The referee says she got to be 10 yards away. So they are going to go in the 10-yard region, which is the prescribed distance. The referee says you got to wait for the whistle because he had stopped the play and was setting the distance, so they had to wait for the whistle. The time for the quick play could have worked if they had gone ahead from the early, but because they had to set the distance and all of that, you had to now wait for the whistle. So the kick would be retaken, and the number 14, Joseph, stands again over it. She gets the opportunity to correct the kick that she made the first time that went to no man's land. She kicks it now forward, headed away by the number 7, Paul, to number 18, Cooper. Cooper leaves it for Paul. Paul is kicking it upfield, but straight to Bishop's number 4, Wallace, who plays that to the number 14, Joseph. And Joseph is trying to go forward there, but kicked away by the Mason Hall defense. Coming out there to the number 20, which is Wiltshire for Bishops, but that goes into touch. Wiltshire she'll allow it to go into touch, and she's going to take the throw in. She throws it in towards Joseph. Kicked away there by Cooper. Lawrence is with it now. Looks inside. She has O'Shea Cummings, and she ups to go another way. It is back with Bishops. Bishops were kicked away there. Comes to Joseph, the number 14. Bishop Mason Hall is moving forward with Lawrence. Lawrence is moving forward with it. Lawrence is trying to go past a marker, but goes into touch, and it is going to be a free kick to, well, not a free kick, but a throw in rather to Bishops. Well, it's a Mason Hall throw-in. So a Mason Hall throw-in, a throw-in to Mason Hall. Lawrence is with it in hand. She has Cooper. She has Cummings. She throws it to Cummings. It drops. Cummings is still there, but again, it comes out, and Bishops is clearing down line. The ball is going towards the number 11, Yassi Lewis. Yassi with it. Still Yassi. Yassi plays it across to find Taylor, but it's cut out there by the defense, and the referee says it's an infringement against Taylor. And so it's going to be a free kick to Mason Hall. To be taken by their number 8, Sydney Almond. Sydney is lining behind this one. Sydney Almond. She kicks it into the air over the top. And there goes Cummings. Cummings is getting onto this one. Can Cummings get that foot in? The goalkeeper gets it. But the idea was brilliant. And if anyone could chase it, would definitely be Cummings. As I said before, she is known for long distance, 1500 and so on. So she has gas in her tank to spare. Ball is played there to Bishops. It comes to Joseph. Joseph is kicking the ball over the top, sending it for Yassi Lewis. Yassi Lewis is in chase of it. Yassi collects now outside the area. Can she beat up marker? No, she cannot. The ball comes and she trips her up. No. There's no need for that. There is no need for that. Let's not behave like the boys do and get into fights. You all are playing a lovely game so far. Keep it like that. It was definitely an accident. The trip was an accident. But that's Sydney Almond kicking it upfield towards, again, Cooper, but Cooper couldn't control it. Comes back to the number 9. That's O'Neill. O'Neill is playing it forward towards Yassi Lewis. Yassi is with it, but she loses it. Just mindful of that number 7. Sturdy built number 7 coming at her, and she just allows the ball to slip through her. Nice turn by the number 10 there, and it comes to Cooper. That's Cummings. Cummings plays it out to find the number 10. Can the number 10 hold it? Can she hold it in? The ball goes into touch. It's going to be a throw into Mason Hall. That's Mason Hall number 10, Beckles. Beckles is throwing it in towards Cummings. Cummings turns nice on the inside. Still Cummings. She comes back there and she swings it around, but kicked into there, and the referee sung the whistle. That's the end of the first period of play. Again, a goal that was scored by Yassi Lewis. A ball played through the center. She got into the 18-yard box, just onto the right side, and she rocketed that left foot across goal, which is the right technique to do when you're on one side, a kick to the other side, and that just stuck into the top of the V. and that was the goal number 1 and the only goal so far in this half. We will leave it here and we'll come back in the second period and we'll take it up from there. Remember, it is Bishops High School versus Mason Hall Secondary. They score 1-0 in favor of Bishops. Go ahead, go ahead. The referee calling you out. Go ahead, go ahead. So we are back here at the Bishops High School ground where we are seeing the encounter between the Bishops High School and the Mason Hall Government Secondary School. And we have just started this period of play. The scoreline remains the same. There were 2 substitutions made by Bishops. I'm not too certain the 2 players that came out. Maybe as the game go along, I might be able to see. But the 2 players that came in is Akia Wright and Casey Reed. Number 6, Akia Wright, and number 10, Casey Reed. Maybe as you go along, I might be able to tell you who are the 2 players that are out. Even as I take a quick scan through the field to see some of the regular players that were there in the first period of play. Again, Neptune, the number 2. She's going to throw it down. This time it seems as though the number 18, because she usually throw to the number 18. So we could say that the number 18, Sandy, is definitely out. And we have the number 9 now slipping into that slot where number 18 was down the left side. But we have Mason Hall now with the throw-in. So we know for sure that number 18, Sandy, is out. We will tell you who the other person is in a while from now. That's Lawrence, number 12, screening that ball well, but eventually puts into touch by the number 9, O'Neill, for Bishops, and is going to be a throw-in to Mason Hall Secondary. Mason Hall Secondary throwing this one down line. It comes all the way down there to Neptune in number 2. Neptune is playing it back to her number 4, Wallace. Wallace plays it forward. Finds Beckers, who plays it across there, coming towards Joseph, but cut out there by the number 2 for Mason Hall, Samuel. And then robbed of it there. The ball is played towards Joseph, the number 14. She swings it around inside, trying to get to the number 10. The idea was right. Well controlled in the back there by the number 8. That's the number 8 there, Almond. Sydney Almond. And the ball is there with Bishops now. Can Bishops get this one across? Opportunity for goal number 2. comes there and the goalkeeper comes out, bats it down, and then eventually get hold of it. But this one looked very close indeed. Punched downfield by the Mason Hall goalkeeper in the person of Williams and Vanessa Williams. Very, very familiar name, Vanessa Williams. But not the same person, just same name. Right? The ball is there now with Bishops in the center of the field. And might be there number 9, number 5 Russell kicking that one up, but it goes hard. One bounce towards the goalkeeper who did well to keep it out. The bounce was very awkward and she had to use her height. Thank God for that grace of her height. And she pulled that one down because it might have gone into the top of the net. My angle here seems to suggest that, but maybe who knows? From another angle it might be way off, but she did the right thing. She got her long antlers up and she kept it out from going into the net. And so the score remains 1-0 in favor of Bishops with a corner for Bishops. That's the left side corner for Bishops, being kicked by the right foot, so it's going to curl towards the goal. Ball comes in, cleared out again. It's going to be another corner from the same side again. We have another corner kick to be taken. I see the number 10 going over, maybe to give some assistance or maybe to kick it in. Not too certain if they go for the short corner. But the number 12 Lawrence is there. They still go for the short corner. It's still there. Can she get it across? She tries to beat her man. She goes right back to her number 2, Neptune. Neptune is playing it up and finds beautiful pass, Neptune. The ball is swung around there towards the keeper. The keeper couldn't get down in time, but it came off a boot and it went towards the goal line. And I see the referee from where I'm pointing towards the flag. So it's going to be another corner for Bishops High School. So that's the 3rd consecutive corner in about just about a minute and a half. And so it's almost as though Bishop has decided to camp out in that part of the field. So again, we see them going there for a short corner, but the number 12, Lawrence, this time is going. She has to sit 10 meters away. The ball is played in and then back to, which is going to be offside, and that's an offside. That is offside. Yeah, that's offside. That's offside. Usually, once you play, once nobody is marking the post, on the post, which people no longer mark the post anymore like they used to do in football. They mark players. So once you take that corner, you got to get out, because if you don't get out, you will be offside. The ball is to the number 10 for Mason Hall, who loses it, goes back towards Bishops, and then back to the number 10 there in Beckles. Beckles is turning with it. Still Beckles trying to go up line, but she can't get past Neptune. Neptune allows it to go into touch, and it's going to be a throw into Bishops. So to the number 2, Neptune, and she will try to throw again down to O'Neill, the number 9, as is the play to throw it line. She throws it for number 9, but cleared out there by Lawrence for Mason Hall. It comes there to the number 5, that looks like number 5 there, Russell, and then comes across to Joseph. Joseph for Bishops. She is being confronted there by O'Shea. She plays it up towards the number 10 that has just come on. A strong challenge coming in there, and we see Yassi Lewis holding her foot again. She tries to go on a marker there. This time Bishops going in the box. Ball comes there, chance and goal, but the goalkeeper, a nice chance by Yassi Lewis, but the goalkeeper was equal to it and kept it out. The ball is still with Bishops. Bishops is playing there now. Shot and goal. Nice. We bonged off the back of a defender. Turn there, the number 10 that has just come in. Casey Reed loses it out. And number 2 is trying to make a mark downfield, but strong challenge there. Still Mason Hall with the number 2, Samuel. Still Mason Hall, but cut out there by the number 3 for Bishops, Akko. Akko plays it there. The ball now comes to Joseph. Joseph is with it. Can she get across in? She swings it in towards the goal post. Goalkeeper misses by the defense. Goalkeeper comes up and a chance to goal. And it's goal number 2. Number 11, Yassi Lewis has scored a brace. The goalkeeper should have attacked that ball. She should have attacked that ball, but she just allowed the ball to bounce. And even after the ball bounced, she still didn't come to it. And Yassi Lewis got around her, put in a boot up there. No doubt it came off the shin and lobbed the keeper into the back of the net, and that's goal number 2 for Bishops High School. and it is goal number 2 also for Yassi Lewis. Lawrence goes right back in defense to Cooper, number 18. Cooper turns with it. Still Cooper. Still Cooper. Still Cooper. But playing it forward to no one. It goes right into defense to number 4, Wallace, and then up the field. Again, Yassi Lewis is turning to Reed, and they are playing some football now that look like a nice standard of football, and the ball is played a little hard. It goes into touch, and it's going to be a goal kick for Mason Hall Secondary. Mason Hall Secondary with the kick to be taken by the number 18 Cooper. Long downfield towards Lawrence. But guess who? Neptune is right there with them. And once Neptune is there, you know Neptune is going to fight them. It goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in to Mason Hall. I see the number 9 person in Kayla Clark going to take that throw-in. Number 9. And again, if it was a men playing, right where he picked that ball up, he would have been looking to trade from there and still take our next 5 yards down. But she has come right back where the ball went out. They play such fair, honest football. It's just a difference with the women to the men. The ball is there, played upfield. Number 18, Mason Hall. That's Cooper. Cooper still with it. Still Cooper turning inside. Try to play it forward for Lawrence, but again cut out easily by the defensive thing. And then this is an opportunity. Yassi, is this Yassi? Yassi goes again. No, that's the number. Transfer, third goal, and it's goal number 3. Goal number 3. And again, it looked like Yassi Lewis. So she is putting her name on this game. I think that's a third goal, a hat-trick. So she has scored a hat-trick, and that's a regular hat-trick. This is not goal scoring between, but she scored 3 consecutive goals. What is a regular hat-trick she has scored? And no doubt she is in position for man of the match. At the end of the day, Bishops is stamping their authority on this game at this time. Yassi Lewis scoring her 3rd goal, and she might still want to add to that. Again, Mason Hall losing the ball effortlessly. They are as though they have given up all entirely. But it's Bishops trying to take the foot race down the field. Still Bishops. Bishops is with it. Still Bishops. Try to get it across. The ball is controlled there. Back inside. Still opportunity. The number 6 right is missing it. It comes right back to the number 4. That's Wallace. Wallace plays it to Neptune. Neptune inside to right. Right loses it because it didn't really come to the number 19 O'Shea. Cummings, and Cummings is waving her hands because she needed her to pass it earlier. Still Lawrence with it. Still Lawrence trying to go around Neptune, but Neptune is not going to allow it. It comes in out to the number 10 Beckers. Beckers played towards Cummings. Can Cummings get the cross over? The cross comes over, but is there anyone? No one is there. And the goalkeeper has no trouble at all, even after a fumble, collecting it, because there was no one challenging, and kick downfield, long kick over the top, and that there goes Yassi again. Can Yassi take them for the run again? She turns, loses the ball this time. Still Yassi with it, still Yassi, but she is robbed of it by Paul, and kick downfield. The ball goes to Lawrence, deflects to Cummings, and goes into touch of Beckles. So it's going to be a throw in there for Mason Hall Secondary. The game has taken on a greater sense of hype and excitement. The sun has disappeared. For the moment, it's on its way down, so we may not see it again. Where this field is located, it goes behind a ridge in Signalili area, and it could be lost after that. So we may not get the sun back out, but so far the conditions are more cooler, more football friendly, especially for these young ladies. Most of the play has been played down the left side for Bishops. Finally, they bring it over to the right side, close to us. The ball is played there. Joseph will control now. So this Joseph moving up with the ball. She motion, plays it inside to the number 10. That's Reed. Reed challenges for it, and then eventually it goes into touch. It's going to be a throw into Bishops. That throw in to be taken by Joseph. Joseph throws it down towards Reed. Reed controls, and then challenged there by Cummings. Cummings is all over the field. As I tell you, Cummings is the one who has gas. She has gas in the tank that would not finish. So she will play left, right, up, front, back, all over. Because she is a long distance runner, so she has the gas in the tank. Mason Hall wins that free kick. And we have the number 8, which is Sydney, kicking it forward. But the number 3 for Bishops, which is Ako, is there. And she controls beautiful piece of football. Oh, man, the kind of football that makes a football lover just go in, oh, man. Nice piece of defensive work. But there, that's Cummings. Cummings plays it to her number 9, who first touch lets her down, but back to Cummings. Can Cummings race inside it? Can Cummings get it in? Still Cummings, looking for some support. Still Cummings, plays it right back to her number 9, Clark. Clark go back further to the number 8, Sydney. Sydney with it, turning and pushing on the inside, trying to get it up. Again, the Mason Hall team not playing, they're playing too far from each other. Again, nice cut out there. Ball comes towards Joseph, but cut off again by Sydney. Sydney turns well, and she's showing good form. And the ball is allowed to run through to the goalkeeper. No trouble. No trouble whatsoever. Ball is booted long downfield. Watch the bounces they call. Watch the bounces they call. And there's a shove on the back there by the ref, but the referee allowed the advantage. The ball played out towards Joseph. Joseph confronted, still Joseph. Joseph with it. Can she play it across? She plays it across towards Yassi. Yassi could control. The referee assistant flag is in the air, indicating that it's an offside. And so this was a beautiful attempt though. Yassi just probably had wandered off into an offside position, and that's why she was waved by the assistant. But the idea of switching the play was a brilliant one. These girls have some talent, and it seems as though they're showing that they know the game. Number 13 from Mason Hall is coming on. That's Tia Roberts. And the number 9, Kayla Clark, is coming out. So Roberts in and Clark out. So substitution made there in the 16th minute of play. I see the referee has sounded his whistle. It was a goal kick to be taken. So we have Mason Hall secondary with the goal kick. We have Paul taking her time, own their time, walking back because she had come high up the field. And she is the champion stallion in the back. Once she's behind there, it's hard for them to pass. She plays a nice ball out towards Cummings. Cummings did not control, lift her legs and allow it to pass through and try to catch it on the other side, but she wasn't that fortunate to do that. The ball was won by Russell, and then Russell was fouled, and so it's going to be a free kick to Bishops. What Mason Hall would have to be wary of is that ball that drops right over the top of the defense, because they somehow can't seem to be able to handle it. Number 7, again, Paul is there, challenging for it. The ball goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in. Paul takes it, throws it towards the number 18, Cooper. Cooper controls very beautifully. She controls that ball. And then it's played down, but it goes into touch. So it's going to be a throw-in again. In fact, it wasn't Cooper. It was actually Cummings. The referee's assistant say it's a foul through, so it's going to be a throw-in for, that's the Bishops High School. So throw into Bishops there. You see the number 4, Wallace, running over to take that throw in. Remember the score here is 3-0. Neptune throws the ball long upfield, headed away there by the defense for Mason Hall. They have Cummings in attendance. He played further back to Wallace. Wallace goes right back to the number 3, Akko. Plays it up to find the number 5, Russell. Russell plays it out to Joseph. Nice piece of football playing. Joseph goes around her marker. Try to carry to the byline. Can Joseph get a cross in? Nice strong challenge by the defender. Again, Joseph wins it back and then goes down, but the referee is not interested. The ball comes now to number 10, Beckles. Beckles is with it. Turns inside and then goes to the ground. Opposite number 10. And then the ball is there now. Kick forward. Beckles control again. Still Beckles in her pink boots. She plays it out to the number 18, Cooper. The ball eventually comes off Cooper, but the referee didn't see that, so he'd given a kick to Mason Hall, a throwing to Mason Hall, but it was really Bishop's throwing. But that happens at times. The ball is split thrown in. Again, Bishop's control. No trouble at all, but Beckles is right there. Still Beckles. The ball is split towards Joseph and goes into touch, throwing for Mason Hall again. So Cooper will take this throw-in again. Cooper throws it in. Controlled by Bishops. Beckles is right there with the pink boots. There goes Beckles. Can Beckles get across in? She outruns the ball. Controlled by Wiltshire. Wiltshire loses it. The ball comes up again towards the number 2 here. That's Samuel. Samuel plays it inside. Finds some support. The ball is played forward towards Cummings. Cummings is playing it to Lawrence. Lawrence leave it to run to Beckles. Beckles is trying to go around to play to that's nice overlapping run, but she overlapped into an offside position. The time when she was expecting the ball to pass, it did not pass, so it's offside. And Bishops will bring it forward. Number 14, Joseph, goes inside, finds some support. Back out to Joseph, but cut out easily there by Mason Hall, Sydney. Sydney loses it back to Joseph. And Joseph is sandwiched there by Cooper and Sydney. They come away with it through O'Shea. O'Shea loses it. Nice drag by the defense there. Again, the ball comes inside there for Cummings. Cummings is there now. Plays it, finds some support in Sydney. Ball is kicked out. Again, back of field by Cooper. Down back. Paul is there with it, kicking it hard up the field, but it's going to run straight to the goalkeeper, who shouldn't have a problem taking that up at all. And so Bishops, again, we're seeing some fight from Mason Hall in the midfield, but I think they are playing a bit too far from each other, and the kicking of the long ball by women, especially this age, doesn't seem to work. So they got to come a little closer, play a little closer to each other, and it might help out. Bishops. Downfield, controlled by Wallace. Out to Neptune. Back to Wallace. Across to Akko. Akko gets around her marker very easily and plays a nice ball towards the number 10. Reed. Reed is trying to get around there, but robbed of it. Still Reed in attendance. Still Reed. Can Reed get around? Reed is still there with it, looking for some support. And a strong challenge. The ball comes off there, goes into touch. And that should be a Mason Hall throw. Again, she kicked the ball onto the boot of the Bishops player. But again, the referee missed that one. That trick. So again, ball is there with Bishops. Bishops plays it across, but cleared out by Mason Hall. Still Mason Hall plays it to Cooper, number 18. Cooper, still Cooper. Finds some support, Sydney. Loses it there to Akko. Akko loses it back to Mason Hall. Chipped over the top. Wallace is there. What is Wallace going to do? Wallace kick back downfield towards Lawrence. Lawrence missed control. It runs close to the line. It's going to touch. It's going to be a throw into Mason Hall. So it's Mason Hall throw in. We have here Lawrence, who will try to take this one in. She has there with that in number 18. She throws it up towards Beckles. Beckles allow it to pass, and then in number 20, Wiltshire is right there. The referee says that is a push on Wiltshire. So it's a free kick for Bishops. It's a free kick for Bishops. See Wallace, the number 4. Big number 4 comes over to take this one. Again, Mason Hall would have to be wary of that ball that drops. Cooling break. Cooling break, the referee says. But one of the things that Mason would have to be wary of is that ball that comes over the top, dropping between the back four and the goalkeeper. Because Bishop scored 2 goals in the second period with a ball that came over the top, and there was no one there by the time they turned. Yassi Lewis was onto it and putting it twice past the goalkeeper for a comfortable 3-0 run so far. So we wait to see how this will plan itself out. Some 23 minutes have played so far. Let's see how much time will be added here. All the time will be added back in the next period of play. Well, when I say at the end of the half, I should say, it will be added back. So make sure that the girls get their full 40 minutes. So we'll see how that goes. Warming up in the distance is the number 15 for Mason Hall, and I would have to check the list to see who is number 15 for Mason Hall. So just about 2 minutes added there, 2 minutes to be added back. The water break was just about 2 minutes as the teams are getting ready. And one of the things, again, the coach will have to remind the players, this is not a half-time break. So the referee doesn't have to wait for you to get in position before the game restarts. As soon as the referee gets out there, play is ready, you would have to think the only thing the referee will wait for is the goalkeeper to get in the goal post, because the goalkeeper must be in the goal area. So if the goalkeeper takes a time and gets there, then it gives the other players time to get into position. But once those 2 goalkeepers are in position, the game can start. And so the water break is not a half-time break. So players must understand that. You get back out there and you get ready to start to resume the game. The game starts with a free kick that was awarded to Bishop for a shove on the back. So the referee acknowledges from the goalkeeper that they are ready, and the game is about to restart. Starts it, ball to Joseph. Joseph failing to control, or she might say she allowed it to just run off her foot. Controlled there by Beckers. Beckers turn looking for support. Plays it inside, finds Sydney, but robbed there by Joseph. Again, the ball comes off and it's going to be a throw into Bishops. Felicia comes forward to throw this one. Wiltshire throws it forward. Control there by Mason Hall. Still Mason Hall. Number 2 comes away with it from Mason Hall. It goes there to Cooper. Cooper trying to go forward. And one of the things that Mason Hall will try to do is to try to walk the ball as opposed to carry it. So the ball is there. Wallace controls there in defense. Goes to Akko. Akko plays it across to Neptune. But Neptune is well out of position. She's chasing the ball towards the byline. She gets it though, and it comes there to Lawrence. Lawrence is carrying the weight of Neptune on her. She turns well, but the ball goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for, and I could see that the assistant wasn't too certain. And as we say, if you're not too certain, you wait for the referee and you go together with the referee. So it's a Bishop's throw-in. Bishop's throw-in to be taken by Neptune, to be thrown down towards the number 9, O'Neill. O'Neill controls and then plays back, gets some support. The ball is played across towards Joseph. Joseph has to trot back about 10 meters, collects, still Joseph, goes around Beckles easy, but you know Beckles is not going to give up. Still Beckles, and it comes off the boot of the number 2, Samuel, and it's a throw in towards the thing. The referee says it's going to wait for a change, and we have here Kelly's George coming in, and the number 17, the person of Rogers coming out. So George in, Roger out. We have here throw coming in. Again, in defense by Mason Hall and kicked up field. The flex off the Bishop is going to be a Mason Hall throw-in. So throw-in to Mason Hall. To be taken by the number 2 Samuel. Kaimura throws that in. Beckles is right there. Still Beckles. Still Beckles. Turn inside to Cooper. Still Cooper. Cooper back to Sydney. Across it goes to Cummings. Cummings turn one way and then the other. Still Cummings with it. Find some support in Cooper. Kick forward towards Lawrence. But can't get to Lawrence. Beckles control it. Can Beckles get around them? Still Beckles. One thing that Beckles does well is she screens the ball very, very well. Cooper. Still Cooper. It goes there towards Sydney, but beaten very easy. Sydney got beaten very easy there. And the ball is kicked forward, but again, blocked up by the defense there. Akko with it, still with it. Plays back, finds some support. Still Akko, she goes across, but cut out there by Lawrence. Lawrence plays it forward, but to no one in particular. And it goes right back to be taken control of by Wallace. Towards Cooper. One there by Bishops to Joseph. Joseph plays the ball around the back. This is a foot race. A chance here. The goalkeeper comes out of the goal and can pick it up easily because it was an overhit pass. And well done by the goalkeeper to leave the goal line and to come and to collect just inside of the 18. The wonderful play. Cummins with it. Beautiful control by Cummins. As she turns and she carries it outside. Tell her that young lady has gas in her tank to burn. No problem at all with her where fuel is concerned. She has that gas. What she needs is some support. What she needs is some support. One thing I find with the girls, they are screening that ball very, very well. But they need to get the other players to come closer, especially when the screen is put on. Come closer for the pass. The ball is thrown downfield. Mason Hall with it. One thing there, I tell you, they're screening the ball very, very well. That's very good. And at least there's something that they can work with. Throw in there for Mason Hall. I mean, that looks like Sydney. Well, not Sydney to take that at all. It comes inside. Control there. That's Cooper. Plays it inside towards Sydney now. Sydney. Can Sydney get a shot off? No. Too many legs. Tell you, these Bishops girls, they play close together. Too many legs to beat. Nice turn there by Russell. Playing it forward, and the referee assistant flag is in the air, indicating that Yassi was in an offside position. And very good call as it's square to us here. Very good call by the referee's assistant here just in front of us. And no arguments there at all whatsoever. Number 7, Paul, to take the kick. Paul is kicking that one long down, and the defense allow it to go through to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper control, no trouble. She kicks it long, and when calling for Yassi to stay close to the last defender, because as far as the coach is concerned, Yassi could beat her in a foot race. But Yassi has to be careful, even though she stays close to the last defender, she also has to be careful to watch for the offside. The ball is played in there towards Russell. Russell has some contention there. She turns back and finds some support in Neptune. Back to Russell. Russell loses it to Cooper. Cooper, still Cooper. Gets some support inside, but she loses it. It comes back to Russell. Russell turns. Again, but the referee says infringement there against Russell. So against Mason Hall on Russell. So it's going to be a free kick to Bishops. What they, again, Mason Hall has to be very careful of is that long ball that comes over the top that drops between them and the goalkeeper. The fullback last stopper has to make sure that she gets ready to run on the counter 4, or maybe 3. The ball is played there to Neptune. Neptune goes back to Wallace. Wallace is playing a poor pass there, and Cooper comes in. Can Cooper capitalize? No, she cannot. The ball comes away through Akko. Akko plays it upfield. Still Akko, she's there with it. Akko still with it. She tries to send it through. It goes through now to the number 10, Reed. Reed is taking them for a foot race. Can Reed go around her? Reed, still Reed. She tries to pull it back, and then the defender gets a foot into it and puts it into touch. It's going to be through into Bishops. That's the number 13, Roberts. Tia Roberts that came in. And since she came on, she's doing a very good job in the back there, keeping those who are trying to attack through that side at bay. The ball is thrown in by Joseph. Joseph comes off the foot of Reed and goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in from Mason Hall, but very close to the corner flags is a deep hole from which to throw from, and we will see how they come out of that, as if Bishop will want to put the pressure on them down inside their press, as they would say. The number 2, Samuel, throws it forward towards Cooper. The referee says a shove on the back of the player, or is it a foul throw? Foul throw. Says to be retaken. The ball is now going to be thrown in by Joseph, who look as though she wants to throw it long. She throws it in, but headed away by Roberts. Into touch, and it's going to be a corner this time. Or still throw. Still a throw. It's going to be a throw for Bishops right on the corner flag. From this angle, it looked very much as though it was on the other side, but I stand corrected. Joseph kicks it across into the area, cleared out there by Mason Hall. Controlled by Cooper. Oh, no, that's Cummings. The lady with all the gas in the tank. Cummins again. Still Cummins. Where can Cummins find some support? Where can Cummins find some help? Nobody to help Cummins, and Cummins is fighting. Nobody coming and calling for it. The ball goes into touch. Eventually, it's a throw into Mason Hall. And Mason Hall players just need to get a little closer towards each other and give the support, as opposed to one person carrying it and then losing it and then the next person carry it. No, you got to try to play together. The ball is there. Throw in. The number 6, Wright, is there. Plays it to Neptune. Controlled there by Russell. Russell is playing it forward. The ball goes through this time. No flag. Controlled there by Mason Hall. And if had she gone down, there would have been definitely a case for a foul. Change to be made. Number 7 for Bishops going in. That's number 7 for Bishops going in. And 7 and 15. And we have 9 and 5 coming out. So Russell out. That's Michonne Russell, and number 9, Kayla O'Neill, out. And we have 7 and 15 coming in. 7. Carissia Hirsch. And we have also the number 15 coming in Tisha Wallace-Nancis. Tisha Wallace-Nancis. 9 and 15 coming Bishop's to the Wallace, Nancy's. She controls a lady, powerfully built, if you might say. Ball kick there by Sydney towards the goal, goes behind, and it's going to be a goal kick for Bishops. First game of the season with a comfortable 3-0 advantage. Bishops take the opportunity to get some players on, and that's good. The ball is played there, but cut out comes to Cooper from Mason Hall. Can Cooper get past one? Can Cooper get a shot in? The referee assistant says it's foul. So it's going to be a free kick to Mason Hall in what could be a very dangerous position. Again, with these kinds of game, all you got to do is get it between the upright. You force the keeper to make a save. You know most likely than not it's going to be a rebound. And you get your players right there to tap it in. Because it's usually the case, as we would see with these female games, the idea of holding the ball first time, and there is that possibility that the ball may very well drop, especially with the crowd in front of her blinding. The reflexes are not as sharp, and so you could have those things taking place. Kick to be taken by Sydney. She kicks and it comes off the wall and deflects and goes into touch now, and it's going to be a throw in as it passes on the right side here of the corner flag. So it's going to be a throw in towards Mason Hall. I see Beckles in number 10 going over to take, but Beckles may want to be on the inside to receive, but she goes to take the throw in. She runs in and she throws it up back downfield towards her number 19, Cummings. Cummings plays across to find Sydney. Sydney is kicking it up forward. It goes to Lawrence. Can Lawrence get a shot off? No. She is robbed of it by Akko before she can get the shot off. The ball goes towards there now, and the referee says it's towards number 7, but the referee brings it back, and he says it's going to be a free kick to Bishops High School as he's pulling it back. Because the first infringement started there. He allowed the play to continue because it seemed as though the player was going to win the battle, but eventually she did not, so he can pull it back. All part of the rules. Wallace is with it, standing over it. Can Wallace get across a ball down that will put the defense in shambles? The ball goes there towards Nancy's, Wallace Nancy's, and the referee says it's a handball against Nancy's. So it's a free kick for that's Mason Hall to be taken by Sydney. Sydney goes around it and then kick it forward. It goes to Akko, loses it to Beckles, but then eventually won back there by Wright. Wright plays it out to Neptune. Neptune is rolling it forward towards the number 10, which is Reed. Reed has the legs and she has the pace. She goes around her marker there very well. Still Reed is with it. She has some support in number 15, but she slips 2. She comes across there. Can she get the cross in? The cross comes over. It goes to a shot and goal as it goes to Yassi Lewis, and she hits that one, and it just went over the top of the bar. Good opportunity, but that went a begging. It could have been 4-0, but it went a begging. Paul is with it, the number 7 for Mason Hall. Kicks it out to her right and finds some support there as the player skips the leg of one and comes inside, but again loses it to Yassi. Yassi is with it. Yassi Lewis. She feints one way and then the next. Still Yassi with it. Still Yassi. She would have to pass it off. She plays a nice ball through to Joseph. Can Joseph get the ball back across? Joseph is trying to swing the leg, but couldn't get the body around it, and it went straight ahead and gone behind. Goal kick. Paul, the big, strapping, powerful number 7 for Mason Hall. And that's the whistle. That's the end of this one. We're going to leave it right here because it is Bishops High School 3, Mason Hall 0. And again, nothing to lose face for. It's the first match of the season. While you would want to come away with a point, but sometimes with these games, the girls are now getting to know each other, now starting to play together, now getting some physical activities in from off that long break home. And so losing 3-0, there's no face to lose at all whatsoever. Game well played. We can see definitely that there is a lot to work with here by the both coaches. We are seeing some good skillful players on both sides. And once the coaches will get it together and the teams keep playing together, we can see Mason Hall coming out and giving even greater challenges to other teams. Bishops, on the other hand, have scored 3 goals, so they show that they can score goals. They have some very skillful players. If they continue to play together, they too can be a force to reckon with. We're not too certain what happened with the game between Signal Hill and Scarborough Secondary for me to give you a score. I tried to get the update, but I cannot get the update. So we'll just have to wait until later to find out that score. But again, ladies and gentlemen, and to all our viewers and who would ever view this, this is Alvin Walker and my videographer in the person of Mr. Potter. And we are here glad to have been able to put this together. As we said, Bishop's High School is celebrating 100 years of educating the people of Tobago. And as part of the centennial celebration, this may be a feature in it. And of course, winning 3-0 today definitely would have a place somewhere, because they have come from a long way where it was all boys playing football to now we have girls playing football in the school. And to see Bishops feeding a girl team that could come and play today and win, it's something good that they could add to their history as they celebrate 100 years. Again, we want to say, on behalf of my videographer, I want to say congratulations to the Bishops High School on your centennial celebration. All the best going forward as you continue to educate the people of our little beautiful island, Tobago.
Nice.